See, students, last time I had a discussion about the queries those you have raised. One important query from my point of view, as well as from your point of view, in order to have the proper direction, in order to know why you are doing these things, in order to make your why loud, because making why loud is very important. And for that purpose, a scope or career for chemistry I discuss. Then a question by Rina was there regarding the practical, that also I address. And question from Prathamesh was there regarding the syllabus, that I could not discuss in detail, but shortly I addressed that question also. So now I'm asking to you, is there any doubt further? Is there any question further that you like to ask? Meanwhile, prepare your question. I give you the one story. I tell you the one story of Douglas the boxer. Can you hear me, students, clearly? Okay, you are replying. Means you are getting my sound. Means I am audible to you clearly. See, in those days, Mike Tyson was world famous boxer, and that's a professional boxing. Their matches, tournaments with other boxer do remain. Douglas was also boxer. He was knowing the game, but he was not so expert as like what the Mike Tyson in the view of the public, in the view of the society. But any player, if the tournament remains, then everybody prepares. Mike Tyson was preparing his game and Douglas was preparing about his game. 6 months in advance, the tournament was declared. Generally, those tournaments declared well in advance so that each opponent can study the others. His moves, by the same time preparation, many things remain there. So one time, when a declaration of the match with the Mike Tyson was announced, Douglas was at home. He was doing workout at home. That's a home gym. And he heard few words of the mother. Mother was talking to the neighbor. My son will win the match. I repeat, Douglas was doing workout at home, and while doing workout, he heard the few words of the mother. Mother was talking to the neighbor, discussing with the neighbor, and her mother was saying, my son will win the match. On what ground she said, we don't know, but Douglas heard those words. Afterwards, after many practice as such, the day of the tournament came. It was very clear-cut approach from the commentator, from the media, from the audience, or overall public. Media means print media, multimedia, all, that Mike Tyson will win, because Mike Tyson was with the reputation that he has not lost the game. And his specialty was in first round only who is going to win. Means in boxing, there remains a various round, first round, second round, likewise in various rounds, afterwards the decision takes place. In first round only, he usually knocks the opponent. And in case if anybody dares to stand in the second round, then he was hitting or knocking so horribly that opponent was going to get horribly injured. It's like a half murder. Means boxing is some kind of thrilling game. Match started. People was audience. Audience was in support of the Mike Tyson. In boxing, what happens? There is a rings for what the opponent. Students, could you able to imagine, to able to understand what I'm saying? Okay, good. So match started. Douglas gave the considerable fight, we can't say, but was playing his game. And at first instance, means it took actually many rounds as such, but at one instance came in that match, in that tournament, that Mike Tyson knocked the Douglas. Douglas fall down. It was expected from the public that Douglas should not stand again, because his game was not so impressive that he can beat the Mike Tyson. So it's better next time he can try. It was an expectation. So commentators and all, they were considering that Douglas, now he lost the game. In boxing, what happens? There remain a countdown. And countdown was there. 10, 9, 8, 7, likewise. Till the countdown finishes, Douglas stood up. As Douglas stood up, the reaction from the audience was, oh, is he daring to stand? Why is he going to fight? Is he going to win? Likewise, the doubts were there. So, and the reaction was pity towards the Douglas. They were feeling sorry for the Douglas unnecessarily. Why is he going to stand? But Douglas has with one determination. We don't know what exactly happened. But Douglas stood up. As usual, as a part of the game, the fight started again. And it is found that Douglas, who was fighting now, was different than the previous. Douglas was considerably aggressive. Mike Tyson was known for the attack. Douglas was found to be the considerably aggressive. He led Mike Tyson to go to the defense. And when incidents came, he knocked the Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson fall down. As usual, countdown started. Many say referee did the fast counting, but that game we have to accept at 10, 9, 8, and end, and at last the bell rings. And bell rang. So who won the match? Douglas won the match. It was a surprise for all. After completion of that match, then the dressing that too is done to the players, and afterwards they go to face the reporter. So likewise, Douglas went to face the reporter. So reporter were with the question, very interesting question for the Douglas. Douglas, what happened? At the beginning, you were so nervous, your game was not so appealing. But when you experience the first knock, afterwards, suddenly your game is improved and to such a great extent that you could beat the Mike Tyson. What happened exactly? Douglas said, students, listen carefully. Douglas said, my why was very loud for me. Reporter could not understand, as like you also might be not getting what I am saying. I am saying what Douglas said. Reporter appealed again. We could not make out the sense from the statement. We could not understand. Please explain. Douglas said, my why was very loud for me. Then he told the story. 6 months before, I was doing workout at home. I heard the words of my mother. Mother said to the neighbor, my son will win the match. And 3 days before the tournament, she was admitted in the hospital and she breathed last. When I fall down, at that time, suddenly, immediately, maybe it's accidentally, he recalled the words of the mother, my son will win the match. So 2 options were there with me. I should lay down there till countdown finish and I should declare my defeat. I should accept my defeat and allow my mother's word to fall down. I repeat, Douglas is saying, I was with the 2 options. The first, I should lay down till countdown finish and I would accept my defeat, laying down words of my mother. And second option was, anything let it happen, I would have stood up, catching the words of the mother and should fight till my last breath. Douglas said, I have chosen the second path. Therefore, I stood up. As I stood up, I came to know I am with a lot of power. I am with the ability, which perhaps I would have not thought. And it is found my game improved and result is in front of you. So conclusion of this dialogue is why was very loud to Douglas. Therefore, Douglas became very different. Douglas' approach was very different and he won the match. Likewise, students, how far your basic for chemistry may be, how far you might be get defeated by the chemistry reactions and all many things, but even though by some means you are taking the chemistry, you opted the chemistry as a subject at SYBSC. But remember the statement of the Douglas. My why was very clear. Likewise, your why should be very clear for you. If it remains, nothing is in the world which can defeat you. Nothing is in the world, no area is in the world where you can't succeed or you can't succeed. You can do. Despite of our interest or not interest, this is a game of just emotional ways. If you decide, if you determine, and if your why is clear, you can do. And your performance will be surprising to you. It's a psychology. So in order to explain this term, that determination, attitude, dedication is important, and before doing the task, if why remains clear, a performance improves to a great extent. To teach you this thing, I told you the story of Douglas the boxer. So students, I'm asking to you, is the story, conclusion and expectation from you clear to you? 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you're answering. Okay, now I turn to your side. If you have any doubt, any question, anything you want to make clear, be free to ask. See, my one expectation is there from you. Have a clear-cut approach, straightforward approach. If I say, is it clear to you? If clear, say yes. If no, have that courage. It is a very important thing. Don't think that it is a negative aspect. Say no, it is not clear. Anything during our discussion, because too many lectures we have to conduct through such kind of the way, or even in the regular classroom also. Have that courage, have the approach to be clear cut. So my expectation from you is be clear cut in your ideas. If it is not clear, then also say concept is not clear, idea is not clear. We don't know what to ask, how to ask. If you want a discussion regarding how to ask a question, then also I will discuss. But asking question is a high level study, is a high level learning. If you go on learning, certainly you will be with the question. And if you are not getting questions, question means curiosity, then learning is to somewhat the average level. So you have to improve your learning. Only scoring good, only passing in the examination, answering this MCQ means you are doing great thing, and not likewise. You use this chemistry as a career or not, it's your choice. But whatever your year of education is there, learning is there, don't lose this opportunity to learn. Here you are learning to learn, and if you could able to learn, then many things in life you could do. Means you choose any career, you will excel. And chemistry is one of the subject. It's a very diverse aspect. Sometimes derivations, mathematical approach is there, where one kind of brain is used, different kind of attitude or approach is necessary. Sometimes reaction mechanisms are there, a basic fundas of the nomenclature, those names to be what remembered, and then that the reaction mechanisms you have to understand, or the reactions you have to remember. Different kind of the brain, different kind of approach is necessary. If you study this chemical bonding that you are going to study, or some concepts to be what the made clear. Even physical chemistry, thermodynamics or kinetics you are studying, those concepts are approached for our life. Entropy, enthalpy, whatever you are saying, heat content, all concepts are applicable for our life. First law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, those are the laws for life actually. For our life we can apply. So about the living also, our approach also, where the difficulties are there, to analyze that, chemistry also will help. But you have to correlate that, you have to understand that in that perspective. So not only from the academic courage point of view, but from your personality development point of view also, it is one of the important aspect, one of the important subject. Various kinds of your approaches are tested in chemistry. Nothing is negligible. Everything, each and everything is important. Yes, I'm waiting for you about your question. See, again, now I just declared, I said my expectation. If I'm wrong, bring it to my notice. What I said, be clear cut. If no question, then no question. I know that few students already have answered, but I want their answer again. Now 19 students are there, 19 replies I expect. If you have any question, say the question or put in that question box. If no, then also say, means you have to answer the question. Yes, Shubham did that, no question. Good. Mandar also said 2, 3, 4. Yes, have that habit. It is called responsive habit. That will improve your personality. That will help you. At the beginning, you are maybe feeling what lethargicness, why to answer. Here is a problem. Not answering, you are not getting anything, but by answering even the no, you are getting many things. That shows your promptness, you are replying, alertness. Means by any means, if you are disturbed, you are going other way, you are thinking other things over there, you will come in the class, you will come to the interaction, you will come for the discussion. It is an intention to ask repeatedly question, is it clear or not? So if I ask, means during our lectures, is it clear? Do you have any question? Then answer is expected. Whatever your answer is there. And I am giving option to you. You can unmute and talk or chat box. And when I do the presentation, if I'm showing any PPT or any image or on screen, if any presentation is there, then I don't know this dialog box, the chat box. For that, I have to change the tab. So during presentation, I do not. So at that time, preferably you have to, or always you have to answer by unmuting yourself. It is again the expectation. Okay, I am finding that you are with the no questions. So I start our syllabus, a planning for this semester 3 I provide to you. See, 2 papers are there. A syllabus I open in front of you. In the first paper, 2.1, that's the first unit, is a non-directional bonding. And in that non-directional bonding, such first 6 sub-bits are there. It is a considerable vast syllabus. And for that, videos are prepared. So what I will do, today's day, means first day for the chemistry lecture, my chemistry lecture on your class. Paper 1 I am going to deal with. So on every day, I am giving you the homework to go through the videos. I will declare those videos in advance. So that lecture number 1, lecture number 2, those videos. And in that video, whichever the question is asked, that you have to answer as you were answering in FYBSC. By the way, you have to prepare notes. Going to the video is a lecture, no? Then you have to prepare the notes of that. And that notes you have to upload. Today's lecture is a second lecture on your class. So lecture 2, I'm giving you exercise. I'm giving you assignment. You have to go through that video and you have to upload the notes. So assignment of lecture 2 you will complete. And by the end of this lecture, you will come to know what is the exact assignment. So by that way, I will cover this non-directional bonding. And if questions are there, I'll remain open. Always while opening any lecture, I will ask, do you have any question? Then what are the studies you did regarding that? You are free to ask the question. And by the end of the syllabus, after completion of syllabus, again I will come for the revision, or at that time I will ask, do you have any question? If any doubt, if any concepts are not clear, get them clear. And I suggest, if doubts come, immediately get them clear. Don't keep the things pending. Okay, next time, next lecture, I will ask the question. Don't do likewise. It's my suggestion. Regularly get clear the doubt. And don't think that others have no doubt. Others remain, but there are the many students, only 10% to 5 to 10% students, they do ask the questions. Maybe you are only 20 or 30, or almost 30, means one student or two students only do ask the question. Don't remain in that way, in that category. I suggest to ask the question, but your question can help others. So don't think that question is wrong, or question is very easy, or question is stupid. Whatever the question may be, you are free to ask. So why that way? I will cover the non-directional bonding. I repeat, the videos are prepared. By those videos I will declare one by one, lecture wise, so that you will complete this non-directional bonding. By the way, parallelly, I will come to this directional bonding. In this directional bonding, that's a covalent bonding. Valence bond theory approach is there at the beginning. I hope you are getting this point up to here. This also syllabus is very vast. So this portion I will cover in our regular lectures. And ionic bonding concept that you have to cover by going to the videos. By the way, this video also will be there, because in a week only 2 lectures I am with. That much work you have to do. And if not possible, then also bring it to the notice. I am going to ask you, is it possible or not? But later on, wait, don't answer. In addition to that, just wait. See, now the other student came, I have to change the window. Then I have to come there. Therefore, I say whenever I am presenting, at that time, you have to what? Unmute and talk. The third portion of this paper 1, that's a 2.3, is molecular orbital theory. In 11th or 12th standard also you might have studied this. About this also, videos are prepared. So that also I will cover by allotting you the videos to study in that particular week. This is our syllabus of paper 1, semester 3. I am asking question to you student. Is it clear what I said? Good. Now, from paper 2, selected topics in P block element. Means among the P block, only selective elements. Boron from group 13, silicon, germanium from group 14, and nitrogen from group 15. So those elements and their compounds are for your syllabus. For this, I will give the explanation. By the way, study material, all we together we have to find, we have to search. I also will provide the study material. By going through that study material and the explanation whatever I do, with that, you have to prepare the notes. For example, tomorrow is our lecture for this paper 2. So I will start with this electron deficient compound. I will provide the study material also for that. You have to go to the study material and you have to prepare the notes of that lecture. That will be the assignment. Assignment for lecture. Lecture count will remain continuous. For example, today's lecture is lecture number 2. It is for paper 1. Tomorrow's lecture is lecture number 3. It is for paper 2. For this lecture number 2, you are getting assignments. Before completion of lecture, I will give you assignments clearly. And for tomorrow's lecture also, you are going to get assignments. So assignments will be there for each lecture. Means in a week, 2 days are there. 2 lectures I am with. So their assignments will be there. So with that discussion and assignments, I am going to complete this unit number 2 of paper 2, where study of electron deficient compound, means here boron compounds, also the compound of boron, that's one borax. Only the synthesis point of is there. So this syllabus I am going to cover. In spite of reading this order, it is better to start when that paper comes. About silicon and germanium and about the nitrogen. So this syllabus will be covered in this way. So that we will in the proper reach to the syllabus. I am taking paper 1 on the one day, paper 2 on other day, so that the equal weightage to the each paper will be there. Otherwise, only one paper we are discussing to the great extent, and last in the few days we winded the syllabus. It should not happen. Therefore, I am doing this. Now I am asking question to you and I expect the answer from you. Whatever I discuss to you and the task that I am going to allot to you, and I expect that you have to complete those tasks. Is the task allocation, syllabus completion, and is it possible or not? That you have to answer. If anywhere no is there out of these three questions, then you have to say no. If question is not clear, ask me to repeat, I will repeat. I repeat. Okay, I repeat. Yes, I understood. It's good. It is your response. So if question is not clear, then also you have to say it directly. Don't ask me to ask that, shall I repeat? Be free. I want clarity in your communication. I always communicate clearly. Accordingly, I expect from others also, from students also, to be clear in communication. It is one of the very important tool, one of the aspect of personality. Whatever I inform to you about syllabus completion, syllabus planning, assignments concept, how assignments will be there, and you have to complete that assignment. So that concept, whether clear or not. And next, is it possible that you will complete that? Are you able? Are you capable? Can you do? Regularly, I want that work. That's the question. If anywhere not possible, then say not. Out of those three questions, if anything is not clear, concept is not clear, whatever I said regarding the syllabus, about the planning. Okay. Only if you are answering. I want answer from each and every student. Good. So be regular in your completion. I am giving the time, fair time for the completion, but regularly. If you are late and I am giving marks, for every assignment, 10 marks will be there. Because 1 week time I am giving to you. If you are late, then I want to know from you, shall I give 0 marks or somewhat less marks? If less, then how many less? That also you can answer. I want reply from you. From my point of view, if late, 0 marks. What is your view? Many assignments will be there. Many lectures, those many assignments will be there. Again, the problem came. If question not clear, ask me, I will repeat. But I want answer. Half deduction for genuine reason. Less marks up to 5. Less marks. Okay. Less marks are then, but few have said. My question was very clear cut. If you are saying less marks, then how many less marks? So few said 5 marks less. Okay, out of 10 you will get the 5 marks. So if one more week, if you are late for 1 week, means today is a Thursday, yes. Up to next Thursday, if you submit, then you are getting the out marks. If 1 more week late, then 5 marks. Further late, then 0 marks. Will it do? It's the conclusion. Will it do or any change you want? Okay. And assignment will be what? That also I will inform to you. Now I come to today's discussion. As per syllabus, if you go paper 1, that's a non-directional bonding. And in that non-directional bonding, what is meant by that non-directional bonding? Or first point, conditions for the formation of ionic bond. On that, one video is prepared. What you have to do? You have to read that video or study that video properly. And there in that video, questions are asked. Answer those questions. Suggestion, last year students have given the answer. Don't go on their answers. You have to write the answer. And it is expected that every student will work on those. And if doubts are there, I will discuss. When I will discuss? On next Thursday, I will discuss. If doubts are there. Otherwise, you have to continue. Means what is your homework at this part? It's not complete homework, partly homework. That this video you have to see, you have to answer the questions which were asked in the video where in the YouTube. And by the way, you have to prepare the notes of that formation of ionic bond, conditions for the formation of ionic bond by going through that video. And those notes you have to upload in the assignment. And that assignment will be for lecture 2. The students who are not present today for lecture, for them, this recorded lecture I am going to upload. So they have to go through that recorded lecture and they have to complete. So there is no excuse. You have to remain present for the lecture. Maybe few students remaining double present, showing double present, it means live lecture also and recorded lecture also. They are remaining present. If I found that it is better to complete this video lectures completed, then one time only 2 to 3 lectures I will allot to you as an assignment. That will be the one lecture assignment, and that notes you have to upload. By the way, you have to answer in those videos below the video. And if you have answered the question, then you have to comment there in that assignment. I have answered the questions asked in the video in the YouTube, and I answered it in the YouTube. That you have to mention that comment. It is also part of your assignment. I repeat, you have to go through this video. You have to answer the questions which you have asked in that video in YouTube, and that answer given that you have to mention in your notes. At the end of the notes, you have to mention, I had answered the questions which you were asked in the YouTube video. And by the way, notes also you are preparing. Yes, now I am asking to you, is it clear what I said? Good, good. You are very good students, brilliant students. You are very responsive students. And this video, if you want to see this non-directional bonding, just wait, where is that? Yes, this is non-directional bonding video. Thumbnail is likewise the non-directional bonding. You can search for SYBC. I prepared the playlist, and you can go to that playlist. A 28-minute video is there. You are supposed to go through that video. Clear-cut instruction is given there. Now about this other part of the syllabus, a directional bonding, I give today just a simple introduction, and I stop today's discussion. See, bonding is a friendship between the atoms, ions, and molecules, and that friendship can be directional or non-directional. Directional friendship means what? A particular geometry will be there for the molecule. Non-directional means geometry or particular structure may possible, but attraction is not particular direction. If we have to form the methane molecule, then carbon has to undergo sp3 hybridization. sp3 carbon orbitals are aligning in particular direction. So they will welcome hydrogen in that direction only. From other direction hydrogen coming, they will not form a bond. So in that direction, if hydrogen comes, only they will form what? The bond. So tetrahedral is a geometry for the methane molecule. Similarly, water molecule is angular in shape. Methane molecule, pyramidal in ammonia molecule, pyramidal in shape. Likewise, we say it is because the bonding is a directional one. And this directional bonding is a very vast concept to study. We need to know how the energetics remains for the variation or change in the bond formation. Few example that we are considering at the beginning, we are considering the example of the hydrogen. So they are given the theory that you have to study, the valence bond theory. With the help of that, we are going to explain. Then we are discussing this valence bond theory for two hydrogen atoms, means hydrogen molecule formation, the potential energy curves. Then the correlation applied. So different aspects are there, Hitland-London theory that you will study. Then the basis of valence bond theory, that what is the idea of valence electron and their interaction that valence bond theory has given, we are going to explain the He2 to Ne2, helium to neon, those molecules. It is as per valence bond theory. Again, this point is coming He2 to Ne2. See, here He2 to Ne2 is there in 2.2.4. By the way, in molecular orbitals also, in molecular diagram also, that concept is there. There's a molecular orbitals, or see, diatomic homonuclear molecules. Molecular approach for diatomic homonuclear molecules. So this He2 to Ne2 are the diatomic homonuclear molecules. For them also we can study with the help of molecular orbital theory. Then the basic concept of formal charge and resonance or canonical structure, it is the study. Afterwards, the important aspect, the hybridization that already you have studied. And not only few hybridization, a wide range of hybridization that you are going to study. sp, sp2, sp3, sp3d, sp2d2, sp2d, sp3d2. Wide range of hybridization. And in this hybridization, in these hybrid orbitals, you are finding equivalent and non-equivalent hybrid orbitals. Means what exactly mean? Once you know that hybridization, a concept will be there clear. Then the contribution of given atomic orbitals to the hybrid orbitals for sp3 hybridization. That's a methane, ammonia, and water that you also might have studied. But important thing is series like NH3, PH3, ASH3, BiH3 that we need to discuss. So timing, remember, directional bonding, a particular way of interaction remains, particular geometry remains for the molecule. Such molecules we are studying in this directional bonding. At the beginning, we are studying this valence bond theory approach. And afterwards, molecular theory approach we are going to study. This valence bond theory approach I am going to conduct in the regular lectures. And molecular orbital theory, the lectures are already recorded. So you can go through those lectures. Timetable I will give to you. Then hybridization, the main concept we are studying in the first part, and different kinds of hybridizations and the explanation of the various molecules. In molecular orbital theory, though you are studying the 12th standard, many times I ask you the question, have you studied molecular orbital theory? Severally, I find the answer no. In true sense, actually, you have studied the molecular orbital theory. Just now, also, I ask you the question to you students. You have to unmute and talk because I am doing the presentation. Have you studied molecular orbital theory in the 11th or 12th standard, especially 12th standard? What's the problem? Not a single reply. If not, then say no. What is happening? Okay, Saurabh, you have the question, I answer. See, now you have to unmute and talk. I want that you should talk, communicate. My question is, have you studied molecular orbital theory in 12th standard?
Yes, sir.
One answer.
Yes, sir.
Two answers.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Three,
Yes, sir.
4, 5, 6,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
7, 8, 9. So why are you waiting?
Yes, sir.
You have to answer. I said no, and you also accepted. You have to reply promptly, possibly regularly. You have to answer. So molecular orbital theory you have studied, but the additional thing you will come to know. Even if you are not studied, then also you will understand. Atomic orbital means what? Molecular orbital means what? It's a comparison. And we are forming these molecular orbitals with the help of one principle, one combination that is called as LCAO, linear combination of atomic orbitals to produce molecular orbitals. And that approach we are discussing for diatomic homonuclear molecules, which we discussed at the beginning. Then the wave mechanical approach for ion, for H2 molecule that we are discussing here, homonuclear atomic molecules, H2 plus, that ion also we are discussing. And especially for oxygen and its ions, detailed studies expected. Molecular theory to find bond order and magnetic property. Means once you understood the MO diagram basic, then such various molecules you could able to answer. You will understand that repetition is there. Too much repetition is there while constructing the MO diagram. But the basis should be very clear. So that you are studying. And a very important thing, here they have mentioned problems and numerical problems expected wherever possible. Word problem also may possible. Problem is only numerical. It is not likewise word problem. Word problem means a bond order for O2 and O2 minus, which or whose bond order is less or more, comparison or calculation of the bond order, or who can be the most stable, why. It's related toward the problem based question it is. So such questions also may possible. Now as your MCQ pattern is there, but if we decide no, then a depth of the question can be increased. Yes. Now from my point of view, which I want to discuss that I did, now I'm asking question to you, is syllabus for paper 1 directional bonding clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now I am not presenting, so you can what? Answer in the chat box also. But if you answer by unmuting as like now Prathamesh answered, then also will do. It's good. It's good. It's good. Now homework for you. Today about directional bonding, there is no homework because I had not started to discuss a chapter or the point. But later on the homework will be there. So today's homework is regarding video of non-directional bonding. You have to answer the questions in that under video and notes you have to prepare. And at last you have to say, I have answered the questions which were asked in the video. That statement should be there. And you have to write the date there. Means what is on which you are answering or you're preparing the notes. Last sentence completion, that's the date of the notes. And that you have to upload the assignment. Assignment will be in the Google Classroom. Saurabh, you will be the question. Assignment will be in Google Classroom. And assignment will be as per lecture. Today is a lecture number 2. So, and you will get your one sheet is there. Google sheet is there. Their lecture number, topic covered, and the link of this lecture, link of live lecture. Suppose if the lecture remains recorded already, then its link will be provided to you. That also will be given. So for today's lecture, this live lecture link plus the link of recorded lecture, I will provide to you in that sheet. So that proper record will remain. So if any student remain absent, will come to know I was absent for second lecture or the third lecture. So accordingly has to attend the lecture. Yes, any student you like, yes, any question you like to ask? Yes, student, Good. Saurabh has replied. Good, good. So I stop my discussion.